everyone. In this video, I am going to be talking about why I think our obsession with labeling our dietary choices is more harmful than it is beneficial to anyone. And in this video, I do not intend to put down anyone who is vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian or follows a certain diet. I'm just trying to spread the idea that you don't have to fully commit to a label in order to make a positive difference in the world. So let's just get right into it. Some quick backstory to start. I became vegetarian the summer before my freshman year of high school because I was in a discussion at overnight camp where we learned more about the horrors of the meat industry, especially factory farming and that kind of thing. And it just opened my eyes, and I felt that I could not continue to eat meat after that discussion and after learning about some of those horrors that still exist today. Over the years, I learned that it was not only animal welfare, but environmental welfare that strengthened my conviction that eating meat was wrong. The whole time I was vegetarian though, which was about 8 years, I missed one thing, and that was my mother's chicken and matzo ball soup that we ate on Passover, which is a Jewish holiday. The broth was ever so slightly salty so that it just made you want to keep eating really quickly so you could get as much of that flavor into your mouth as possible. And in the soup were some carrots, celery, parsley, the matzo balls, which were amazing, and obviously chicken. My mom knew how upset I was that I couldn't eat her chicken matzo ball soup because I was vegetarian, so over the years she tried making me a separate vegetarian soup on Passover. She would use vegetable stock and obviously no chicken. She would make the whole thing vegetarian, but it just wasn't the same as the chicken matzo ball soup. It didn't taste quite as good. It just hit different, if you will. Anyways, a few times throughout the 8 years that I was vegetarian, I accidentally ate meat, and I cried when I would accidentally eat meat. I would bawl my eyes out. One time during my senior year of high school, my family took a trip to France, and obviously there was a little bit of a language barrier when we were ordering food at restaurants. So one time we were sitting at this restaurant on this outdoor patio in Paris, and I ordered some dish without chicken in it, and the waiter obviously misunderstood what I was saying or didn't quite get it. And I bit into my dish when it arrived, and I realized that there was chicken in it, even though I had asked for no chicken. And when I realized this, I cried hysterically. I bawled my eyes out, almost like a temper tantrum in the middle of this busy patio full of people who were looking at me, because I was obviously way too old. I was 17. I was way too old to be crying because I accidentally bit into some chicken. I convinced myself during that moment when I bit that chicken that I wasn't a real vegetarian anymore, and all those years of being strictly vegetarian were all for nothing now and all a waste because I had broken my vow to be a vegetarian. It ruined my entire day. So anyways, come the summer after my senior year of college, something just switched in my brain. Why should I deprive myself of my mother's homemade chicken matzo ball soup? One of my favorite things to eat. It's something I deeply enjoy in life, and I treasure the connection it gives me to my mom, my family, and my Jewish heritage. Was eating this one dish going to destroy the world? And that's when it clicked. I didn't have to label myself a vegetarian in order to lessen the impacts of the meat industry and the impacts it has on climate change. I didn't have to deprive myself of my mother's chicken matzo ball soup on one day of the year just because of a label I thought I had to abide by. And you don't either. I hear so many people saying that they wish they could be vegetarians, but they just can't see themselves never eating meat again. They love eating bacon and steak and chicken too much. They would miss it. That's fine. You don't have to label yourself a vegetarian in order to cut back on your consumption of meat. Maybe start by going vegetarian one day a week if you can. I think you can manage that if you really want to. According to an article in Reader's Digest, If every American followed a meatless Mondays diet for 1 year, it would save about 1.4 billion animals from slaughter. That's just 1 year. According to the EPA, this would in turn lower the emissions of greenhouse gases the meat industry produces by the equivalent of 10 billion charged smartphones. Also, according to that article, which of course I'll link below, it takes 1,700 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. That means if every American did something like a meatless Mondays or meatless any day of the week, we would save 100 billion gallons of water each year. We would also save approximately 70 million gallons of gas, enough to fill up every car in Canada, Mexico, and then some. Y'all, you don't have to label yourself a vegetarian or go completely vegetarian, meaning you'll never eat meat again, in order to have a huge positive impact on the world. You can make a difference, even if it's by doing something as small as giving up meat for 1 day a week. Of course, eating it less often than that would do even more for the environment, but if that's so daunting for you that you give up before you even try, start by doing something smaller. Everything counts. Your actions do matter. Nowadays, I don't call myself a vegetarian because that label would be too restrictive for me. I do eat fish and I do eat chicken when it's offered to me, but I don't buy chicken and I don't order it at restaurants. And I don't eat any red meat. I just can't get myself to do that. I feel like it's just gross to me personally. Like, I think cows and pigs are so smart and cute that I just can't get myself to do that. But I eat way less meat than the average American. Basically, everything I'm saying in this video can be condensed into one simple exclamatory sentence. Just eat less meat. It's really that simple, folks. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I hope some of you feel less confined or overwhelmed by the feeling that you need to label your diet. You don't have to do that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful or informative, I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to my channel and like this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!